Hey, it's Melissa with Victim to Warrior. And so many women that I talk to who have already left their narc or they are thinking about leaving, they ask me, what is the most critical step that they need to take in order to make sure they are never desperate enough to go back to that situation or desperate enough to stay in that situation? And I can only fall back on my background. I am a narcissistic abuse survivor. I spent 7 terrifying years married to a violent narcissist, but I also have 40 years in the financial industry, and that was my savior because I was able to fall back on things that I learned in my career. So I created a course, the Victim to Warrior Method, and in Module 1, there are critical steps that you need to take in order to rebound, reclaim, and rebuild your life after narcissistic abuse. But one of those critical steps is having an emergency fund. That's one of the first things that I did. I opened up a bank account in a different bank from the one I shared with my narc, and I went with online statements, and I made sure that I never accessed that online banking from my home computer because they can check your viewing history, and you just want to make sure they have no knowledge of it and no access to it. And I just started putting funds slowly into this other account. I work. If you work and your funds are going into a joint account, you can always have your employer filter a certain amount of money into this other bank account. That's your choice. This is your paycheck. If you're not working and you're relying on your narc's income, there are certain things that you can do without. You may have to cut corners here and there to be able to put those funds in that emergency account where there's not a whole lot of attention drawn to it. You have to have funds in order to leave. You may have to leave like that. You have the money there to do it. If you're already gone, you never want to be desperate enough to have to go back to that horrific situation. So that is a hugely critical step. Now, there are 12 more critical steps that I took in order to rebound, rebuild, and reclaim my life, and not only survive, but thrive. And that's in my course. The link is below, the Victim to Warrior Method. And it is the exact reason I created this course, because it is such a horrific thing to find yourself in. And many people don't know what to do. It's bewildering, and it makes you desperate and isolated. And I don't want you to have that as a reason for you to think, I've got to go back because there's no other choices. So take a look at the module, go through the steps. If there's anything that you need additional help with, maybe a different plan of action, you can book a call with me. My link is going to be right there. You and I will get on the phone and we will come up with a plan together. I'm going to hold your hand the whole way because I didn't have anybody holding my hand, and it was scary, and I don't want anyone to have to go through that. So I'm here. This is my job. This is my goal in life, is to help victims that have been in the same situation get out of it, because it won't get better, you know that, and be able to rebuild and enjoy a life that they can have happiness, self-love, self-confidence, and you're in control of your own decisions, and you're not having somebody else control them for you. You're stronger than you think, and I know you can do this. So you can go from being a victim to a warrior, just like so many of the women have done so far with me, and we would love to have you part of this warrior family. So thank you for watching, and leave any comments below, questions. I will be more than happy to answer them to the best of my ability, and be safe.